The fall of the Purple Bell King. After obtaining an enormous haul of treasures from the Sacrifice Pagoda, Luo Feng became the focus of countless covetous eyes. Among them was the Purple Bell King, a sinister and calculating powerhouse who had no intention of letting Luo Feng enjoy his newfound riches in peace. Instead of acting directly, the Purple Bell King cleverly spread word of Luo Feng's fortune, leaking the location of his treasure trove to draw wolves from all directions. But Luo Feng was not naive. He had already anticipated betrayal and laid out his own countermeasures. Far from shrinking back, he boldly announced a bounty on the Purple Bell King's head, forcing their inevitable clash into the open. In the duel that followed, the Purple Bell King revealed his true plan. He was not alone. By feigning weakness, he lured Luo Feng into a trap where the Blood Beast King and the Heavy Arrow King were waiting. Together, the three top-tier kings unleashed their full might to obliterate Luo Feng. Any other king might have perished instantly under this ambush. However, Luo Feng was undaunted. His response was a masterpiece of strategy and courage. First, he deployed his sky-locking arm technique, trapping the Blood Beast King and Heavy Arrow King so that they could not retreat. Then, in a breathtaking move, Luo Feng detonated 2 fire god crystals, some of the most destructive treasures he possessed. The explosion was cataclysmic, tearing into the 3 enemies' immortal divine bodies and leaving them gravely weakened. The finishing strike was brutal and absolute. Luo Feng drew his long sword, already coated in Femo Venom, one of the most terrifying poisons known to the universe. With a decisive slash, he pierced the Purple Bell King. Unable to split or regenerate his divine body under the venom's corruption, the Purple Bell King disintegrated into nothingness. His reign of terror ended in an instant, while Luo Feng stood tall, unscathed, his killing intent shaking the battlefield. 18 kings arrived to rob Luo Feng. The Purple Bell King's final act of spite came just before his death. Using the last of his energy, he broadcasted Luo Feng's location across the battlefield, hoping that other predators would swoop in to avenge him, or at least rob Luo Feng of the Sacrifice Pagoda's treasures. Sure enough, Luo Feng had little time to breathe. No sooner had he slain the Purple Bell King than 18 powerful kings descended upon him. Most were high kings, and a handful had reached the peak king level. To them, the logic was simple. Even if Luo Feng was strong, how could he possibly withstand the combined assault of 18 adversaries? What they failed to understand was the true scale of Luo Feng's achievement moments earlier. They did not see him drive the ultimate king-level Blood Beast King into flight, nor did they see the Heavy Arrow King left on the verge of destruction. Blinded by greed and arrogance, they thought their numbers guaranteed victory. With dreams of carving up the treasures from Luo Feng's body, they surrounded him in a deadly encirclement. Luo Feng's domineering counterattack. At this point, Luo Feng faced a choice. He could have fled, using his treasures and mastery to escape the siege, but that would have only invited endless pursuit. If he wished to survive in the Yanji continent, Luo Feng needed to send a clear, resounding message. I am not prey, I am the predator. Thus, Luo Feng chose to stay. Sword in hand, his aura erupted like a galaxy of blades. Each step he took reverberated with killing intent, his body radiating confidence that shook even the most battle-hardened kings. Unleashing his Mingyue Sword Technique, Luo Feng cut down the first challenger in a single fluid strike. The Femo Venom on his blade ensured instant annihilation. The enemy's immortal body had no chance to recover. One fell, then another, and another. Each swing of Luo Feng's sword was like a river of stars, endless, dazzling, and utterly lethal. Panic spread among the attackers. What they thought would be an easy hunt became a massacre. In the chaos, Luo Feng methodically hunted them down, every strike decisive and ruthless. By the end of the confrontation, 13 kings lay slain, their immortal bodies erased forever, while the 5 survivors fled in terror, their courage shattered. The birth of the Sword River King. This battle was more than just a victory. It was Luo Feng's coronation as a supreme powerhouse. Word spread like wildfire. One human, facing 18 kings, had slain 13 and sent the rest running. The spectacle of his Mingyue Sword strike like a radiant river of swords stretching across the battlefield, became legend overnight. From that day on, the aliens of Yanji continent no longer referred to him simply as Luo Feng. He was given a new name, a title that carried both reverence and fear, the Sword River King. This title was not earned lightly. It was a recognition of his overwhelming dominance, his ability to fight multiple enemies head-on, and most importantly, his courage to stand and declare ownership of his treasures. From now on, anyone who thought to rob Luo Feng would have to weigh the risk of joining the Purple Bell King and his fallen comrades in death. Episode 192 of Swallowed Star marks one of the most iconic turning points in Luo Feng's rise. He is no longer simply a talented warrior climbing the ranks. He is a name that shakes the universe. The fall of the Purple Bell King and the slaughter of 18 kings is the definitive moment where Luo Feng transforms from a hunted target into a feared overlord. So what do you think? Are you excited to see Luo Feng unleash the full might of his sword techniques on screen? Do you think the title of Sword River King does justice to his unparalleled dominance? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Stay tuned, because if this is only the preview, the full episode will surely deliver one of the most breathtaking spectacles in the history of Swallowed Star. That's all for today's breakdown of Swallowed Star episode 192. Luo Feng's transformation into the Sword River King is not just a battle, it's a turning point that cements his place in the universe as a force no one dares to provoke. If you enjoyed this preview, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the next analysis. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think of Luo Feng's overwhelming dominance? Was the Purple Bell King's downfall satisfying enough? And how do you feel about Luo Feng earning the title of the Sword River King? Share your opinions in the comments below. I'll be checking them out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.